Alright, hello. I started a lot later than I wanted to. I was actually originally aiming for like, oh gosh, like 10 hours ago was when I wanted to stream originally, and then it got pushed back and back. But we are here now. Hello. This is the final day for week 1. So that's a pretty good thing. That's pretty cool. Obviously, this being day 7, I am going to be trying to get a GitHub push going. We'll see if that actually happens. It's probably going to become a Saturday thing. So if you actually want to play the game, I will post the repo probably Saturday or whenever my next stream is. Saturday, I'm likely going to try doing some silent streaming. We'll see how that goes. I might mess around with that. I think it'll be pretty cool. Bit of a switch up from how we normally do things, you know? But that's always a fun part of life. Just randomly doing things a bit different than normal. So, we're gonna be trying that out today. Yeah. So, okay. I'm going to get everything loaded up, and here we go. So, we left off on a pretty rocky note, honestly. We went overtime, so we're probably not gonna be, here we go. Okay, that's working. We're probably not going to be going as long as we normally do, especially since it's a bit later for me in terms of stream start time. So a lot of things have happened since then, right? What was I gonna say? Yeah, so a lot of yesterday was all of the DICE stuff. I mean, like, even here you can see how many functions we had to develop. Pretty much fresh, except for these two. These two were already in the... no, these are recycled dice and clean save dice. Yeah, this is everything from get unit from dice. Actually, no, everything from execute skills down to here with simple collapse. Pretty much an entire page. It calls it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 method functions just on functions page alone. That was all stuff we had to develop. And that was pretty slow, just because there was a lot of ways that I could have treated this, and I didn't really know how I wanted to play it out. Obviously, we're missing all the tagging stuff. Tagging callable thingies are going to be a huge, huge, huge deal. And I don't know how that's up. Something that's going to actually happen in the future, too, is other callable tags that I don't have developed yet. Because maybe there's something like on-roll specific stuff. So that's a whole thing too. A lot of progress though. And we can quickly demonstrate where we left off actually. So obviously I can disp unit A1. Or you can see all the A1 data. I can also disp skill, let's say hooligan knife 1. And you can get all the data there. Now, if we were to do, I think it was execute skill, which was EXSK, I think? A1 versus E1, and if, let's say, one used hooligan knife 1 and the other just used parry. Let's actually see if parry can win a bunch of evades. Oh, that's actually bad. Okay, so it's been a while since I've done this, so... Let me see. It is execute skill though. A1, E1. So this was stuff we hadn't fully tested because yesterday we were kind of in a rush for time. You can see here with hooligan knife versus knife, it is working out. What was the issue exactly? Where were we having arrows? Okay, well that's... Oh. I guess we gotta put this per signal, I'm guessing. Oh. Yeah, I guess you have to warn and ignore for every single signal here. I guess we can like warn and ignore and then like do the bracket thing. I don't know, does this work? Let me see. I'm just messing around with different syntax. Okay, that does not work in the slightest. I was like surely like I could do a thing with that. But it did not in fact like that in the slightest. Yeah, it wants me to put individuals, it seems like. Let's fix this. Interesting. But back to this. Were we having issues? So it was having issues with pop front. This shouldn't be passing an arrow though. If the array's empty. Hold up. Let's see. If I were to do X skill A1 E1 and I just do hooligan knife 1, right? Missing Og, then just do it empty. Okay. No the string. Oh, it doesn't like the cast. This shouldn't. Okay. This is a good thing that we found this out now. Get dice data would return a dictionary, assuming the dice exists. And then we don't use D1, D2 ever again, right? Yeah, I don't think we use D1 and D2 ever again. So I can actually, what I can do is I can just call these variants because, well, that's the thing, right? So get dice data is already assuming it's a string. So, okay, that's actually a bad thing. If it's an invalid value, then we just have to, like, can we, like, just make this equal to empty string if there's, like, no... Well, actually, no, we can't do that. That's, what am I thinking? If I make this a variant, this is going to propagate into being an issue down there, though. So, we're going to have to do something else. With no values. Or we just do it in here. If it's null, then we do something else. Because D1 and D2 are never used again after this. They're only used for getting the dice data. So we should be fine here. Hey, this could work, but I don't like that though. I mean, that technically works. I really don't like that nulls can't be cast into string value, because, like, I mean, I guess anyways the issue would go all the way down here. These should be strings, though. That is kind of how execute cache is supposed to work. But we do also want to accept null so that we can filter it out here at this point. So I actually don't need to specify type here anymore because this just doesn't matter anymore. And then if one was to not, well, if they're not strings, they shouldn't really, yeah, we should be fine there at that point. Oh, okay, hold on. That's a bit of an issue. Okay, so for now, if I do execute skill A1 and E1, and I do one is hooligan knife, oh, if one is hooligan knife 1, and the other one is just an empty, it will still cause an issue. Okay, good to know. Can't take value from empty array. Hello? Where are we having this issue at? The array is not empty. What? Hello? So, you're having an issue with the fact that the execute skill string 2 is a dash, and that's... okay. Creating dice array. If action is empty, then we just don't care. So if we fail to fetch here, then if then we just return an empty array. But why is that problematic? Can't take value from empty array. An error is generated without stopping project execution. Okay. But like... Okay, so we really shouldn't be doing this the way I'm doing it right now, is what I'm hearing. So what we're gonna do is we can just remove this. Because what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna change this up so that it's gonna be U1, U2, and then empty string if this is empty. Otherwise, we give it the value. So an empty string will be passed if there is no next value. Because this does seem to be very angry at us. And then, execute clash if it should be doing something. If there's no opponent dice, we shouldn't have an issue. If D2 data is empty, then we just give it an else. And then if the difference is not equal to 0, which is only if they're both not, if it's double unopposed, right? If neither dice exists. And then we will have a positive value of either unopposed or offensive. And then we have a priority switch. Priority switch is kind of weird. Yeah, this is a boolean anyways. Yeah, this works. Yep. So, you want a priority switch else U2 and all this. And it doesn't matter by this point if it's won or lost, because that was already determined. The save issue was already determined way up earlier, well, over here actually. But that's just for recycle. Clash win doesn't matter besides recycle at this point. So obviously this still works. And you can theoretically even have a 3 times a thing. But if I put in an empty here, right? It just prints out the skill, but then it kind of doesn't do anything with the skill. Here it doesn't even seem to be... Okay, it is doing one attack at least. But it's only if both are empty. Right? It's only when both are empty that it will back out. So why are we having an issue here? That's my question. Let's see, print. You know, I'm gonna let it pass arrows because I don't really care at this moment. I just need to see if this actually works. So execute skill A1 on E1. Knife 1. And obviously here it's posting both. obviously just a bit of a poor parsing here on my part. Here it's going, okay, it is null, so that's correct. That's correct, it should be null. So we know that it's at least running this loop 3 times. At least it's trying to do something. It's not doing it correctly, but it's trying its hardest. So I'm just gonna print here whatever this value is. So at least I know it rolls. If it gets to this point, then that means it has rolled a value, and then dice 1 should be higher. So execute skill A1 E1 again dice 1 and empty. It is rolling. It does seem to be rolling. You can see the roll values 6, 3, and 3 for each of these dice. So it is rolling at least. It knows how to roll dice. So it might be having issues with... So it should be printing damage 3 times. That's what we should be expecting at this point. It does not print damage 3 times. Why is that? That's interesting. Okay, so if we print is offense, we'll figure out if there's like a major issue here. If attack dice isn't offense, oh, there could be a couple reasons for this, right? There could be a couple reasons for this. Let's see. So false. Is it defense dice? Is this an issue? Is this a logic issue? Because if it's true, then that's a logic issue. If I see trues, then we have a logic issue. Yep, we have a logic issue. So for some reason, defense dice is now my attacking dice. Interesting, interesting. So, what are we looking at here? So, my D1 roll is higher than my D2 roll. Okay, so my D1 roll is higher. So priority switch by this section of the logic, D1 is higher than D2. So it is going to equal, based on this, it is going to equal false. If it's false, then attack dice is going to... Ooh, am I stupid? No, it's attack new... I did this wrong, didn't I? I did this wrong. True case is this side. Okay, so if this side is dire, then priority switch is true. And D1 is not equal to 0. If D1 equals 0, then that means that the other side is gonna be fine. And this should work. So that was my bad. That was like, so I was probably, the wrong unit was probably damaging the wrong other unit. And now you can see unopposed, and this should be E1 is taking the damage, right? So if we do disp unit E1, we should be seeing damage on E1, yep. And disp unit A1 should be flawless, because they went unopposed. That does work. A1 unopposed attacked E1, as we can see, and the damage was dealt accordingly. Now we are lacking out of the markup that one would have, right? So we're gonna have to add that. I think it's better to just add all of the console print markup text. All of these markup functions, I'm just gonna make them like a common thing. Because these are gonna get used a lot, right? These markup functions, not cast number the string. Cast number the string, well, that's only for an array. Wait, what even was this for? What was this even for? Oh, this was for fetch values. Yeah, this is for fetch values. I mean, this is also, this type of stuff is gonna get put into data tree in a moment. We're gonna reform this data, we're gonna reform this soon. This whole thing, we're gonna turn data tree into an actual object where it is going to do all these manipulations per the dictionary, and you will just be able to cast the dictionary. I believe like any object you make, you should be able to automatically cast it, right? If I do a unit, right, I just should be able to cast. Like if I do, for whatever reason, if I felt like doing unit and then array, that's essentially a cast, Well, function unit is not found on the basis of it. Oh, they're trying to make it. That's not .new, so that should be. I don't know. Can you not cast like that? Let me check something. So if I do var thing, I'm just learning right now. I actually don't know how this works. So it doesn't like that. So I can't cast like that? I can do .new. Let's see. We gotta look up cast to resource type Godot. How do we do this? Implicit casting, okay. Well, this is the actual resource page here. So well, this is just like generic stuff. This is not really. I can't read this. If I just search up cast, oh, that's ray casting. Type convert. Well, this is in C. This is C#, so this is completely different. You can't do seg type thing. You can't do the following. Yeah, that's obvious. Cast shadows. Okay. Me when I search up cast, and I'm just getting the concept of casting shadows and not like, you know, typecasting. I mean, it's like Godot, so I don't really have to worry about type conversion and casting. Like it seems to only show up entries for static typing in GDScript. Yeah, so typecasting. I mean, I can still do like, the isPlayer thing and all that. I'm just make a new variable, but just don't like infer type on it. Oh, this is infer type. Infer type players controller, so you cap. That's essentially your cast system, I guess, for this type of thing. Yeah. Yeah, it does seem to be. Body has player controller. Cast variable to null in case it detect mismatch in time without error warning. Okay. If not player. Oh, because it's a null value, right? So, if not player, then return. Okay, you know what? I do like this better. Because you could this casting is a bit better than. I mean, like, this is like probably a bit more. If you want to do like put like arrows and stuff. For more like arrow semantic type stuff, that's probably a bit of a better way to play it out. That's fine. But I'm not doing that. I'm not playing that game. I'm playing the game of, this is probably better. You just body as. So, okay, so the as keyword I did not know existed. I was just casting things with the, other cast system. Which was like this type of stuff. I mean, I guess you can just make this method. Nah, you can't really. You can't really make this method yourself. Unfortunately, so. But oh yeah, because this is all global scope stuff. So I'm guessing dictionaries and stuff also, for whatever reason, are nice enough to let you do this. String to variant? Oh. Yeah, this is all global scope stuff. Which, I mean, I can make similar methods very easily. But that's a different issue. So, getting back to actually doing, like, dice rolls and stuff, how much more do I want to do with the system? Actually, yeah, I think for now, I'm just gonna copy all the style stuff, and I'm just gonna, like, print things from functions. It's kind of crude to just like reuse this stuff. I mean, it's also just an issue of a console doesn't have global access, so I can't really access these functions globally, and there's not really another way for me to do it, as far as I know at least. I'm just gonna a triple space this, so I know that this is kind of a separate issue. And then we'll just kind of put things in here, because I don't really want to, I want this to at least look nice for now, and this was kind of what I wanted to do last time, so, let's see, so, there's a couple other things I would like to do. Right. I'm remembering, maybe I could make console have this data, but that's a bit weird. I think a lot of this is the issue, that I should have put a lot more of the stuff into, the console should have just been for input. I shouldn't have made this for output, I think is what I'm realizing. Making console have any more output than just error codes was a mistake. Because obviously error codes is a bit different. Also, I'm probably going to change this structure too. I thought of a structure towards the end of yesterday. At the end of yesterday's stream, I actually came up with a sort of structure for how I could do this better, and I'm honestly forgetting what that was. I'm trying to remember. It might have been like a kind of like a callable like structure, but I don't remember. There was something though. I'm trying to remember what it was. I cannot remember. If I remember, there was like a way I could have made this kind of self-building, self-structuring in a way. I don't remember it. I think it was actually the callable system, which actually we can start developing, but yeah, I think what I want to do is I want to finish up this clashing thing. Yeah, what I'm actually just going to do is I'm going to make a clash function, and I'm going to change a couple of things here. So when it comes to, okay, so here's how we're going to play this out. So when it comes to dice, right, yeah, the color value should be based on the type of dice, is I think how I should be doing this. Kind of want to make a bit more blue and a lot more aqua, so it's like more of a differentiation. Let's see. I think I'm going to take the same structure, but I'm going to copy it elsewhere, right? So we're going to go here. Oh, some random thing on my phone. Oh, what is this? What is this? That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Okay. Function. Get. So get type. Get type display. And this is just going to take in a string. Type, and this is going to also return a string. And in addition, we're going to need a function getTypeColor command. Well, these are not going to be commands. These are just going to be kind of other things I can call. And we're going to get type string and then string. And then this is going to return this kind of thing. So if type contains offense, then we return the color red. Which I might also make a bit more of this color. I don't want to, I want to make it pure red. And then this one we return this color. Here we return this color. And here we return this color. And there we go, we did it. Did I over-indent? I did. And then in the case that nothing works, we just return empty. There we go. And then for get this. Type display is equal to this. Does it not get, when does it get colored? When does it get, oh, add style here, yeah. Okay. Plus dice text. What is dice text? Oh, is that the roll? Let me see. This skill. Need to get a knife. 1. Oh yeah, I also made the dice not with you. Cut it. Oh, that might be complicated to work around. That's fine. I mean, that's fine. Get type display. I guess let's like get this dice display. How do I want to do this? There's a couple ways I can pay this out. Obviously, I get the color, so obviously get type color is going to end up happening. You know, we're going to get type color type, and now just give us these colors here for each of the different dice types. We can get that. Do I want to do the same issue here, right? Do I do kind of this? Oh yeah, I do type substring or EOB. Oh, yeah. I do still need this. I do still need this code, don't I? I do still need the type display thingy here. But what I can do is instead of this last line, all I need to do. Oh, I forgot to do type display. Did I over-indent? I did over-indent. Oh, it was over here, that's why. That's a very crude coding style. I don't like it, but whatever. And then we'll just return add style, type display, the color, and then it will be bolded. And this is dead code. So wait, does Godot actually error you if you have dead code? It does. It just warns you. Okay. It does warn you if you have dead code. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, it's not very smart with if statement dead code. Like, I don't know, does it actually track if you do if true? If you do if true. Like, I'm just curious, does it actually care? Okay, it does actually know at least. I was curious, I wanted to test it. Does it actually know dead code? Like, how well can it actually detect if I have dead code? I was curious, I need to figure it out. So, get type display now here, and I don't need all of this code. I just basically just made this somewhere else. And then all I need to do here is then just do dice text. We'll need to get added with the style of color. Oh wait, yeah, I do need the color. So I do still need to get type color here. That's fine though. Like, this is kind of unoptimal coding just because of this double up, but I don't care because I do need to use the other thing for some other stuff. This is a bit better. I think. I don't know. Is this better? Is this worse? Who am I to know? Who am I to know at all? I certainly wouldn't know. This should still work. Wait, I have test skill, right? Do I have test skill still here? What was it called? Was this test skill? There it is, yeah. The very disgusting looking test skill. Like what was I cooking here with a negative 1d6 blunt counter dice? What was I cooking? I was not cooking. Not at all. So, okay. We're looking good. We're looking good at the moment. We can now print those dice as we need to. And now we can print Clash. So when we print the Clash, my idea kind of right now is to do something kind of in the vein of, here we go. If I do something in the vein of, like if I do, oh, actually I kind of need this for some other testing. Like if I do like, that, instead of doing the blunt dice, I just want the color, so I'll do like, 6 roll versus 5 roll, and then I'll print whatever happens down here, right? That gets printed down here. Pretty cool stuff. Which actually, I don't have a heal method. I don't have a heal unit method, so I do need to do heal unit. Where is it? Where is heal unit? Well, actually, a damage unit should just be able to take in negative values, and then I just have to, when I pass into damage unit, I have to like account for that. Where is damage unit? Damage unit. Oh, I missed it. Very cool. Go back. Damage unit. Okay, so if... So I'll do min. And then we will fetch max health. Wait, oh! I mismatched my parentheses here. There we go. So now I should be able to do something, right? Let's see here. So if I do this unit A1, and I do damage unit, and I damage A1 by 10, and then I damage A1 instead by negative 10, and then I do that one more time, and it shouldn't go up. Okay, yeah, that does it correct. So you can't damage him beyond that. I can, however, do this, and of course I can do this, and then I can always flip it around where one heals and one damages. Just like that. Pretty cool. Yeah, that does work. Very, very nice. Very, very nice over here. So I can heal units as necessary. Yeah. So with damage here, when I do damage minus, where's the damaging effect here? When I do damage minus, damage should be minimized. So I should do max between max of 0 and this, and then max of 0 and that. Wait. There. So what this does, in essence, is it's basically like, hey, I need to make sure that I'm not dealing heal damage for whatever reason. This one is just damaged by the attack roll, obviously max 0, just in case it ever matters. And then this one is damaging by the opposite. We heal staggers. Awesome, so that should work now. And actually, this is a good time for me to check something. If I do, can I get it so parry yikes can evade everything? I took 2 hits. Theoretically, right, I should be able to see it instant. Okay, here. So, took 1 damage, took 1 damage. Did he roll 1s on everything? 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage. Wait, is that correct? Or did this guy actually just roll all 1s? Oh, but okay, hold on. But wait, what's my slash weakness again? So, this unit E1. E1 has +2 slash. So when he got hit with slash, shouldn't that have been +2? And then that should have increased the damage here by more. Am I dumb? Did I do something wrong? What did I do wrong? Did I do something wrong? Oh, these ones aren't... Wait. Wait, so first of all, these ones aren't even correct. Because these need to be in signal in the correct note. These had the wrong notation. So that should be empty aug, unit aug, damage aug, stagger aug. This one is empty aug, damage aug, here. Yeah, I forgot that I have to do these aug arrays. So I have to do aug arrays like that. Okay. I think. I mean, signal, it does take aug's array. So it should work. But I think the issue is that I need a string array aug. So it gets very, very angry when I don't do that. Oh, that should be good. I don't know. I think it just needs an array. Did I specify pack string array? Because that is kind of an error on my part, but I hope that these things automatically get thrown as string. Do they not, though? Do they not, though? I mean, these are already ints anyways, right? Oh, this was a variant. Was this a variant? Ooh. I technically didn't... they are supposed to return... I mean, this is returning an array. I'm gonna see if this actually breaks something. But actually, yeah, no, wait. No. Hold up. This is actually so correct, though. This is so correct. These aren't thrown to strings. So these do need to be stringified. That's actually like a thing that I haven't done. This is very jank code. This has once again become jankier and jankier code. Mostly because I'm just trying to make sure that this functions before I push any code to GitHub. And I just kind of want it to work. Please be kind. Before I come up with like a better way to do all of this, because there is such a better way to do all of this. I'm already thinking about the better ways to do this than string passing, because I cannot, to do anything better. Yeah, that was awful. Don't judge. Or you're allowed to judge. This is really jank. But like, this is still doing 3 and 3. Hello? Why are we doing 3 and 3 damage? Are we okay here? Cause you're slash weak. You are literally slash weak. Hold on. Let me print. Let me print res. Let me see what I'm getting spat out. Cause that should not be happening in the slightest. Is res not working? 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Res isn't working. Someone's not functioning today. Are we okay here? Let me print type, because clearly there's something wrong. There's clearly something wrong here. I made a mistake yesterday, and I /pierce/. That sounds about right. Let me print damage path and make sure that anything, and then oh, did I? No, simple collapse should work. Oh, does simple collapse not work? Did I code something? Did I make an error on simple collapse? I might have made an error on simple collapse. That does seem to be the issue. So, okay, so it does get the attribute and it gets 0. Attributes, okay, so attributes on Hooligan. Let's go back. It is attributes slash stagger and stuff. Let me actually make sure. So if I do search unit search A1 and then I do attributes slash damage. Okay, well that's already 0 because it's oh, I was doing damage. Hold on, this isn't diagnosing the issue. Stagger is 2, we know that. I'm not diagnosing the issue because I'm doing damage path instead of stagger path, and that's like damage is obviously 0 for slash. But Pierce isn't. No, Pierce is 0. Oh, okay, so I'm not. Hold on, I'm not diagnosing the issue. I'm like literally looking at 0 values and I'm wondering why they're 0 when that's like what they're supposed to be. They're literally supposed to be zeros. That I asked for zeros and I receive it for 0. Okay, it's still 0. It's staggered and it's still 0. So it's having an issue with the simple collapse. Simple collapse is having an issue, right? So if okay, so let me first of all print data so I at least know what the data is, and then we'll start working out from there what I'm actually looking for. So okay, no. Oh, I'm dumb. I don't have a brain. I don't have a brain. Okay, so alright, that should work now. That should work now. And the reason why that works is because obviously anytime I do the fetch data command, yeah, there we go, it works! 0020002. Look at that. So the issue, right, was that data tree, fetch data, returns an array. The first element is the element that we're looking for, that's the data we're trying to get. The second one is the state. State is very important because state is things like, what's it called? State is stuff like -2 for an premature end, -1 for a shallow search, -2 for a failed search, any positive values for premature end. 0 is the perfect search where we get int, float, or string value from our JSON file. So I just was giving it the array because the idea of simple collapse, this function, is that it takes that array and it automatically processes it to data that I like. And if it's not data I like, then we are going to work on that. So this actually got back to the concept of, where were we yesterday? So yesterday's post. When we go to yesterday's post over here, you'll see one of the first things I did yesterday was I talked about the concept of objects storing data for complex data for attributes. So for example, slash damage. The hooligan has a base of 0 plus slash damage taken, but protection would reduce that weakness into a -2 resistance, and fragile would try to bump it up by 1 weakness, causing the sum to be -1. This idea of complex data is what simple collapse is meant to solve. So now I can have status effects like protection, like fragile, like resolve, and like whatever the alternative of resolve was. What was it? What was the alternative of resolve? I actually forget. Let's go back in here because I always forget how this stupid system like actually operates, and I'm like, oh yeah, it does operate like that. And then I learned something that day. I learned something in my little brain understands of one more thing. Also, the 6 different framework. Like wow, okay, let me get that. Oh, did they put all the special statuses? Oh wait, no, these have always been. Yeah, I'm dumb. Yeah, it was resolve and vulnerable. Yeah, so that's gonna be for stagger damage, and that's gonna still be complex data that I would have to store in here. The status would manage that, right? The status would say, I'm gonna add this data here, and I'm gonna remove that data when I don't need it. And in those instances, right, In those instances, or at least 0 out of the data, and then in those instances it would manage that, and then when I want to get slash damage, I would just instantly read this entire block of text and then say, okay, that's what I want. The alternative is also to have it so that like slash damage is stored elsewhere with this giant bracketed thing, and then I just, every time I edit it, I give out the new sum for the slash damage as the main integer value. And then I have to go into the slash damage details section, which I can still have. I can still have attribute slash damage, and instead of, alongside base, I also have a term called sum, and sum is automatically calculated as like all the sum of everything but the sum tag. That's another option too. Don't know if I want to deal with that. This system works for now, and I don't expect this to be a big data set to where the OFN of doing simple collapse ends up catching up to me. Like, it's such a small data manipulation. I'm never going to be working with big enough data sets here where this is going to be an issue. Like, realistically, from like a optimizer's perspective, that's probably a change that needs to be made, like an optimization that needs to be made where you have the centrally stored value that you can refer to instead of referring to the whole sum and recalculating every single time. I'm not worried about it though, because frankly, this calculation is pretty fast enough, I feel like, and this is a game, and this is a turn-based game, so if it's slow, I don't care. Like, realistically, there's optimizations that can always be done. And I do like thinking about what optimizations I can do, but the micro-optimization is not important for what we're doing here today, and it's not going to be an issue for many months until I've gotten far enough in the system to where I can make those micro-optimizations and know that they will stick for a long period of time. I'm not worried about it right now, is essentially what I'm trying to say. So there's that. Yeah, that's a good little lecture on my philosophy there. So, okay, so we did fix this. What I can now look at is let's try and see if I can get the, so obviously you can do damage like that. Wow. Someone got unopposed. And the problem is they're both going through tickets. I don't know who is who. I need to have like special names on the characters, I think, so that I can replace the name in the spreadsheet. I can do that really quickly. That's actually important. Hold on, that's actually important. So what I'm trying to say, I said a lot of words. I said very few words. I didn't say anything concrete. The issue right now is I attribute unit hooligan, and then of course that's going to go to the JSON, hooligan.json, and then get all this data, which has the name hooligan, which is the problem is that all of these units are named the same, but they don't attribute the same. I probably want, I can at least tag them like A1 hooligan and stuff. Like, I think that's actually probably the smarter way to do this, right? Or just have the character marker here. I think that's probably a better way to do this. Yeah, I think so. Let's do that. Because I'm actually kind of getting confused after a while. Or at least our unit can have tag value. Do I want to give it a tag value? Well, it will require it to know its key at all times, which I don't know at all times. I mean, I can find its key value, kind of. Not really. So, what we're gonna do instead is... This isn't damage unit, right? Or I can actually make a get name tag. Right? Because my issue right now is like I don't have a name tag. So let's make a function here. Function get name tag. And that's gonna be for the unit here. Tag is equal to this. So tag is first equal to this, and then we of course do our unit check. If the unit doesn't exist, then we move on. So if the unit does not have the unit value here, then we're just going to return tag as it is. Moving forward, right? So we always return tag at the end, but I guess return empty value. Here, it doesn't really make a difference how I count this. But var tag and then var unit data is, and then we can just go unit name is equal to game manager. Okay, so we're gonna go game manager dot unit list, and we're gonna get the unit value dot data set, and then we're gonna go data tree dot fetch data from this data set in the path of name, and then get the first element. And if and then we're gonna do if unit name is string, then we're gonna do a thing. Otherwise, you just return the empty string again. So in this case, if unit name is a string, then we are going to return add style. We're going to make a style thing here, and the style is going to be of opening left bracket plus the unit tag, and then closing bracket, and then the name, unit name. The style is oh, I need to get the color too. Oh, right. Okay. So var unit data is gonna just be the data set. I'm just gonna get the data set here, and that's gonna be type of this. And then we're gonna do unit data here, and then we're gonna do unit name, and we're gonna also do unit color. And then if unit color is if it's not a string, right? If unit color is not a string, then unit color is going to equal just normal dead text, just like so. And then we're just going to do the color is going to be unit color, and then it is going to be bold. There we go. That was a pretty fast function development right there. Pretty solid. We like that. Okay. Awesome stuff there. We can now move forward. So, after we get the name tag, let's see. And now any instance where I had this, right? So, damage command. I think damage command, what was it? This unit, right? This unit, right? So let's go find this unit. So this unit was the same style, right? So if I do, so disp unit A1, and then if I do scene, and then I do disp speed, do these guys also show it? Okay, yeah, they don't. I should probably add that tag then. I can add that tag. And we also do damage unit A1, 10, 10. Okay, so now we have a bunch of things. So first of all, in disp unit, we're going to change this name here. We're going to change the name to get name tag of the unit whose name is OGS1. There we go. OGS1! Woo! Okay, awesome. So OGS1 is the thing. So get name tags OGS1. Let's go to disp speed. If you go to disp speed, find disp speed. Display, unit command, display. Display speed dice command. For each dice, we're gonna print speed dice, and when we print the speed dice, add style string color, and then text add style name color true. So this, instead of this, we're going to do get name tag for the unit. That should work pretty well, I think. And then damage unit. Let's find damage command. damage command here, and then with damage command we are going to underline in bold string damage. Okay, so damage, it was damage plus that. So this was our old print, right? This was our old print that we had. And now let's see what our new thing is. So, we are now going to try again. And we are going to this unit A1, and you can see A1. Oh, the color is not there. The color is not there. The color is not there. Ooh, that's an issue. That's an issue. If the unit, if not the game manager that unit is unit, then we return this. Name tag should be fine though. If the game manager does not have the unit, then we return an empty string for the name tag. So we are returning the name tag. The problem is that unit color. Oh, I'm just giving it the name. Oh, making me go. Okay. So now we just do disp unit A1. There we go, A1 hooligan. And then we do scene, and then disp speed, and then you can see A1 E1, and then we can do damage unit A1 10 10. And you can see that this now shows A1. That's good. So that now shows everything that it needs to show. That has been completed. Now we can do a pretty cool thing here, where we can now do a clash between A1 and E1, and they both. Oh, I have this command already copied. Let me get this command. Pop out, and then we just pop out. And you can now see A1, E1, E1. So A1 won the clash, E1 won the clash, and E1 won the clash again. And we're gonna get the rolls in here so that we can now see the rolls. So you can see A1 did 2 damage, so they probably rolled a 2. E1 did 1 damage back, and then E1 did, well, no, A1 was taking the damage here. So A1 lost the clash, took 2 damage, and then 1 damage back, 1 damage back. And you can see with Pierce, 1 damage, and then here when they did, oh, this was 4. This was 4 damage on E1. Which was then going to be 6 because of just 2 slash stagger weakness. Awesome. Awesome. That works very well. Looking good. A1, E1, E1. And then, of course, we can now repeat this command multiple times. Right? We can just do that. And you'll see something. So here, E1 took multiple bits of damage and they staggered. After this, so theoretically at this point, stagger is 0. They are in stagger state. And when they're in stagger state, they should lose all dice. That's going to be a different issue, right? That's going to be the on stagger flag, which is going to be pain. That's a work in progress, right? We're not going to get a stagger for a while. Interrupt mechanics are pretty difficult to code, so we're going to have to come up with a good way to do interruptions and interjecting yourself into the stack here. Now what I do want to test is I want to do Hooligan Yikes 1, which is our evade. Theoretically, we can get 0, which would be that the evade has evaded everything. Why are 4 of them printing? That's not good. That's not good. Why is the evade printing 4 times? Is it printing extra? Hold on. If I see a 1, then that means we're on the right track. If 1 can print on its own, then that means we're on the right track. It's statistically probable that I'll get it eventually. Okay, maybe it's not statistically probable that I'll get it eventually. I'm clearly doing something wrong. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, so let me make another skill real quick. We're gonna code a brand new skill because I'm kind of I kind of need to make the game function, and I don't know if the game's functioning when the game isn't functioning. So we're gonna make a we're gonna go into here. We're gonna go into actions, and we're gonna copy this, and we're gonna call it super evade. So obviously with super evade, we should be guaranteed evading everything, And all we're gonna do here is we're just gonna make it called, we're gonna call it super evade. And it's gonna cost 0 because we don't actually care. And then this is please delete me. And then we're just gonna do dice evade of like dice 10, base power 10. You know, just your everyday normal evade. And we're gonna make 3 of them for good measure. This will also test if like unopposed evades cause issues. Cool. And then we're gonna have to recompile this. So we're gonna go into here and then we're gonna go compress, and it's the 14th. Woo! Look at that. There's so many games, infinite games. So now if we go in here and then we do execute skill A1 E1 and we do hooligan, knife 1 versus super evade. Right. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. That is very interesting. What? Hello? Huh. Huh. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. So obviously in every single one of these instances, evade should have won. It is like guaranteed to win, right? This is gonna be pain. This is gonna be pain to debug, isn't it? Whew. This is gonna suck to debug, I know it. So, what looks like it's happening is 1 damage, 3 damage, 5 damage, 4, 1, 2. That's unusual. It seems like 6 instances of slash damage have occurred. If you lose slash... Oh. Wait. How? I'm trying to understand what's going on here. I don't understand, right? If there is an instance... There's a couple issues going on, I feel the issues that are going on. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna... So I stumbled upon this while I'm about to sleep. Oh, it's all good, you know. We always have to sleep sometimes. Go get some rest. Rest matters. But hello, welcome to the stream. I hope you don't mind the rambling. I hope it doesn't disturb your sleep. Good luck with whatever you're doing. Thank you. Yes, this is if you've ever heard of City TTRPG, it's a it's someone else made it. It's a Nimbus / Library of Ruina like Project Moon tabletop game. The rule set is in the description, and you can check it out. It's pretty cool. There's even like a whole Discord community of it, and I'm basically just recreating it in Godot. It's a bit of a wacky project, but you know, it's a funny thing. But yeah, I hope you have good sleep, and I hope you will be interested in checking out, like, not even just my stuff, just like checking out this system in general, because like I will say it is a pretty neat system that this individual has made, and the community at large, like this fan Project Moon community, pretty cool group. So yeah, glad you were able to stop by though. Ah, right. What I need to do is I need to go back to functions. And with functions, we're going to go to execute skill, right? So on each thing here, we're gonna print. It's gonna print our old values again. So it's gonna print this, and then we're gonna print this. Why are we angry about indent? Oh, that's why. So this will again check my issues. Project Moonwise, I only did Nimbus. That's valid, you know. I mean, Library of Ruina is a great game. I still haven't completed it actually. I'm still on City rank. Kind of ironic, huh? But yeah, I mean, you'll see a lot of Nimbus-based stuff in here. If you go into their list, they actually have. I don't know how far you are on Nimbus, so I don't want to like accidentally spoil something. But like they do have like N core stuff, they have like K core stuff, like stuff that's like in. It's a lot of there's a lot of Nimbus company. They even have some of the Nimbus units here. Well, I mean, you're not really Nimbus. You're still Ruina, kinda. They even have Hohenheim. Like, they do have a lot of Nimbus-based stuff. It's just the combat system they used is more reminiscent of Library of Ruina with, like, damage and stagger being... I mean, that's kind of also Nimbus, but the way stagger works is, like, being a separate health bar instead of being, baked into your health, and then, like, the skills being, like, in Library of Ruina, pages. It's very, very reminiscent. Although we do have Sinking, we do have Tremor. There's a lot of... You will see a lot of Nimbus stuff in here. It takes a lot from both games. It takes a lot from both games. It's a really nice mixture. Like W Dawn, you know, it's a lot of cool things in here. But I also always would recommend Library of Ruina. It's such a good game. It's such a good game. I mean, I've seen the entire story of Library of Ruina, so I know the entire story of Ruina. I'm just playing through it myself for the combat, and man, do I love it. Tough game, but I love it. So, go here. What was the plan again? Execute skill, anyone on E1, and we do life attack again, and then we do the super evade that we had. Okay, so wait, what? Oh, I'm recycling the offense skill when it uses against the evade instead of recycling the evade. Wait, why did I mix it? How did I mix up the logic on this? Did I do something wrong? Oh, hold up. Let me print D1 result and then D2 result. And the sub. Also play material. Ooh, nice. Also monster player. Cool. Hey, thank you for the sub. Yeah. I am actually planning on doing a Monster Hunter stream tomorrow. It's gonna probably be a silent stream, but I've been game deving for like the past couple of days, if you look at my stream history. So I'm planning to actually, I haven't opened up World in a while. It's been a good minute since I've opened up World, maybe a year or more. So I'm planning to actually play the game again. So actually, you might enjoy that. I am planning to do... It's just a nice way for me to take a break when I do a lot of game dev, heavy brain work, and I just need to, like, rest my head. But yeah, I don't want to, like, be annoying, but Scratch a Hunter is a game I made. It is pretty prominent on my page, too. You'll probably hate it. I made it with Scratch back when I was in 5th grade and then kept working on it for so many years because I was silly. It's a very tough game. It's actually very brutal. I've had people who have beaten Fatalis solo in like sub 15 get absolutely like murdered by Scratch a Hunter, mostly because the control scheme is a bit wonky, but it's very funny. It's a funny game. I love it. I love it and I hate it. Like, no one likes the game, but you know, you have to cherish the things you hate. You have to cherish the things that give you pain in life sometimes. This is just a bit of like really annoyance pain. Nothing like actually like problematic. Just a bit of irritation in life. Very loving use. Ooh. Okay. So yes. Okay, so okay, no, Super Evade 1 Clash. Okay, it is registering that Super Evade 1 Clash. The 1 is a signifier of the Clash rune. Just as Dawn is a signifier of my ability. So why is it not recycling? Let me see. If I print... Let me print both of these. I'm just printing whatever just so I can get the data I need. Theoretically, right? Whatever this logic is, let me go and check it out real quick. Yo! Yeah, Enjoy Scratch a Hunter. Let me know how, I will have to give a lot of warnings to that game, because, first of all, a lot of the sound effects are made by my voice. Very silly. And it doesn't tutorial you. You kind of just have to figure it out. I recommend the training area. And also, if you ever, like, have, like, OBS yourself and want to record stuff and post it on your channel and then post, like, your experience with the game, I'm more than happy to check it out. I kind of miss having people play the game. It's been a while. I haven't like roped my friends on Discord into suffocating with it. Super evade. Okay, so 0, 0. Okay, so 1 is a signifier of reuse. That works. So when it rolls a 1, that means I'm reusing it. If result... But if... So it's only if result mod 1 equals 0. Wait! Oh! Oh, I'm stupid. I did the wrong power of 2. I have to up the power of 2 by 1. Result mod 1 is always gonna... It's an int. Mod 1 is always gonna be 0. Okay, this has to be 4 and 2, not 2 and 1. Okay. Brain hasn't done powers of 2 since, like, the beginning of January, I think. When I had to do 2's complement and nonsense like that. My brain doesn't remember things, I think. This should work now. The evade should work, theoretically. Oh. Oh, ooh, oh, why are we? Okay. Okay, that's not good. That was not good. Let me bring back the print statements. I evidently made a mistake. I evidently made a mistake. And what was that mistake? I don't know. So mod 4, mod 2 is how this should work. So only if there's a 1, then we don't pop the front. But if it's unopposed... Oh! If it's unopposed... That's gonna be an issue. No, but this is, if it's unopposed, double unopposed, then we don't care. Oh, I don't have... Right. If it's a oh no, I remember save dice is an issue. Save dice is in fact an issue. I forgot that save dice is an issue. When there's no more offensive dice to play, we need to run a save dice check and put it into the save dice pile. That is true. We're not... Okay, we're having a couple issues here. We're having a couple issues. Let me see all the print data. I need to know what's actually happening behind the scenes. A1, E1, hooligan, knife, 1. And then the super evade. Okay. Oh, I need the print data. No, get back here. So, every single time it is recycling knife 1. Why? I don't know. So, I'm gonna also print out one more thing, just to ensure I'm not going insane. I really like how it looks. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's taken. It has gone through a lot of refinement, so I'm glad that it doesn't look too bad for you. And it's semi-enjoyable. Thank you. Okay. Right. I know what I did wrong here, didn't I? So, the issue here... However, the monsters should have unique sets. That would make it more interesting. Yeah, so I never actually made armor sets. The story behind it, actually, because I did actually draw them back in, like, 2019 and stuff. I actually have... Wait, can I actually show you? I have the actual armor sets. I have the armor set stats somewhere baked away. I don't know where I stored them, but I do have... It's in a spreadsheet. Is it this? This is the example sheet. Okay, so this is the example sheet that I was given to a friend because they wanted to copy it. Here we go. Nope, that's old. That is old. I know it exists. Trust me, it exists. I'm not lying. I will find it. Where did I put it? Oh, I have old Meritus armor. So Meritus is the cat, right? And okay, this was like some of the old stuff. This is like, do not take this for what it is. But I was actually gonna use the old school Monster Hunter skill system, point based, because I'm a bit rebellious like that. Oh wait, was it in the? Oh, it was in this HTML thingy, right? Yes. Here we go. So I do have a couple armor sets, right? And this was also for monsters I never got to make, but I was gonna actually continue the project like much beyond its lifespan. So for example, Meritas, right? Like it had water attack +1, poison res +1, and then defense down, right? With the idea being that you would have to drop one of the Meritas armor pieces to not get defense down. And then the purple creature, Voluntal Sumi, it had a set bonus 4A+, which if you played Rise is the same as Espina. I think is it Espinas? Which does increased status damage. I think it's like increased damage against things that are afflicted with a negative status and doubled for poison, I think is what it is. And poison tempest too. And then of course the trauma, the ram, is not actually written up in here, but that was also a monster that had its own armor set. And these were plans I had, right? Like, these were things I had planned. But the issue was, since I was coding in Scratch, there was this, like, issue that was this issue of I had a 10 megabyte limit to my code. And I actually broke that 10 megabyte limit back in Scratcher Hunter Title Update 4, right about when Title Update 4 released in like 2024. That's when I had to switch to releasing on itch.io. That's why the game is now on itch.io. And at this point, I can actually make armor sets. And I am sometimes tempted to go back to Scratcher Hunter and like quick add some of this stuff. Because like a lot of the reason why the development for that game was stalled was a lot of like overhead work and like fixing up the game, right? Like version 4. I want to say 4.06 or 4.05 was when I actually fixed the hit detection system. It used to be very bad. The hit detection system used to be awful. I fixed it. But it was bad for a long time. It did not work. You shot a bullet with the bowgun, and if it wasn't touching the edge of the unit, it would not register the correct hit zone. It was nightmarish. If you actually look at the sprites of the monsters, you'll notice that their outlines are different colors. That color was what I used to detect hit zones. It was so bad. But now I actually have an actual collision box system that's really, really perfect. Really nice. But the point being was that I never got to develop this stuff because there was so much overhead with like everything else, and I focused on like developing main overall features. Like the hammer rework that I recently did took me months, so many months. It was the last thing I ever made for the game. I haven't really worked on it much since. I've been trying to add controller support, but I just kind of haven't gotten around to it. And I don't know if I will, especially with now that I have this project. And overall, I think the Project Moon community is a bit more sleeper agent than Monster Hunter community by a very large factor. So obviously, posting stuff about Nimbus and Project Moon in general will get a lot of people eyes on you. Cause I posted Scratch Runner stuff for a while and it never really got traction because it's such a niche thing. Like Monster Hunter has such good graphics. It has such high expectations at this point that like something like Scratcher Hunter just like doesn't really like vibe with most of the Monster Hunter community. I feel like. But like if you look at something like because like even like the Monster Hunter community, you don't have many players for stories. It's like Monster Hunter community really just wants to play that open world kind of style. It's not semi-open world. It's not like open world. Like Project Moon community, I think is more receptive to more silly stuff, especially since like especially the veterans who came to like Navcore, like they know the indie game dev stuff. and they've lived for it. I think a lot more Project Moon fans live for the indie game stuff than Monster Hunter fans. And then maybe that's like a rude thing I'm trying to say, but like that's kind of how I see it. That's my interpretation of like the two fandoms. Is that like Monster Hunter community is a lot more mainstream. It's a bit more mainstream, and I think like it's more that they look for. They're there for the 3D experience of hunting monsters, of big monsters in 3D mode. Project Moon fans are just kind of they really love the lore, they really love the world, and they die for it. And they're all Monster Hunter fans who die for the lore of Monster Hunter. Like I do like the ecological factor, even though ecology is not my cup of tea so much. I do like enjoy it. But like it's a much more even like the lore bits are much of a niche thing. Although like Oceans and UHG, I think is the other guy, they have pretty good traction from just making really good lore videos on Monster Hunter. But that itself is like kind of a niche. That's my interpretation of it. Yeah. Back to this. My issue. What was my issue here? Yeah. So. I did this wrong. It's supposed to be... What was the correct way this was supposed to work? Because clearly I did this wrong. Percent 4. Mod 4 would be... Well, mod 2 is checking first digit. I think it's supposed to be divide by 2 mod 2, right? Yeah, it's supposed to be divide by 2 mod 2, I think. I think that should work. Because then if I think that should work, because, I have it some time text. Self-taught coding? Mixture. So I first learned coding through Scratch back in like 2nd, 3rd grade. I took like a week-long break camp like during like 2nd, 3rd grade. It was like a midwinter break, like 1-week camp, and I learned Scratch. And I was doing that for a while. I got into first robotics in 5th grade, and I did that until my senior year. So that was pretty cool. Starting from middle school, I started taking CS courses, but by that point, I mostly took CS courses for the fun of coding and like, you know, learning another language, and more so than just like learning how to code. Cause I knew how to code from scratch. And even by the time I got into middle school, Scratch Hunter itself was like so bad, and it was a very, very foundationally like sloppy. But like I had a general code sense, and I just kind of just kept steamrolling from there, right? I picked up Scratch Hunter again in like 9th, 10th grade. That would be a bit after the pandemic, 2022. And obviously now I'm in CS for uni, so I'm actually as a CS major. And I actually do game dev as a elective course at each semester now, which is pretty fun. So like I was originally self-taught, but I do a lot of other CS courses and things, and actually enjoy the coding thing, like the whole coding stuff. I mostly code in Java at this point in terms of like type code, besides like my Scratch Hunter project, but that's like because of robotics and general coursework requirements. So a lot of my Godot Rust and Godot noobishness is just the fact that I don't know how this language works. It's a more Python-oriented scripting language, and I'm just kind of confused by the syntax sometimes. It's pretty fun. So like you'll see me like I've accidentally added semicolons a good handful of times when you don't need them. And like obviously like some of my Java code, I hate whitespace sometimes. I will sometimes like compress my code for the fun of it. And of course, having like a required tabbing whitespace, doctrine, whatever the correct terminology is, it's a bit different for me. So I do mess up on occasion because of that. Yeah. So I think 1. So 1 goes 0, 0. Yeah, that's 0. You pop because of that. 2 is divided by 2. Wait. 2 is supposed to pass though, right? Right? Wait, 2, 3. It's 0. It's 0. So 0, 0, 0. 1. Can't remember how this is supposed to. How I'm supposed to do this again. I actually don't remember. Is it mod 2? Is it mod 2 divided by 2? No. If I mod 4, because mod 4 would keep all the data. As long as mod 4... Yeah, mod 4, but the problem is mod 4 is like all of these will recycle, and I need to make sure I don't do these. I forget how you are supposed to do this. I forget the exact logic that I'm supposed to employ for this. What was it? Was it just divide? I think it is divide by 2, because divide by 2... Yeah, divide by 2 should be equal to 1 to pass. Right? It's like as simple as that. I mean, divide by 2 mod 2 would still work. But mod 2 is expecting if there's like a 111, if you still have to mod 2 to erase the stuff on the left. Yeah, okay, that should work then. Yeah. Divide by 2 is 1, mod 2, 1. That should work. Why are we passing arrows for this? Energy division. The small part would be discarded. Yeah, I know. What? I didn't know that Godot even had a thing that got angry at you for doing integer division. That's funny. Oh my goodness, he's doing integer division. Ah, the blasphemy. So this should not break anymore. Surely, right? Surely. Ah, it still breaks. Good to hear. Good to know that it still breaks. Why are we doing this? Why are we still breaking? Oh, what are these arrows? Oh, it's just getting angry. Wait, why are we getting angry? Oh, because, yep, okay, so this is the unopposed reuse. This is the unopposed reuse I was having. Okay, so, unopposed. When you're unopposed, let's see, so. Evade dice that are unopposed, let's see. Where are we? I almost got back to data tree somehow. Yeah. So, hold on. Am I silly? Probably. So, okay, so in this case, so this is double unopposed, so that doesn't matter, because double unopposed means that both arrays are empty. In this instance, right, you automatically win, right? So, automatic winner, but you're unopposed 0. So I need to check if I'm an unopposed, if I'm not offensive and I'm unopposed. Oh, I should probably check priority switch. Priority switch should, yeah, priority switch should be fine. So I'm not a 0 warrior. I'm gonna remove this. I can safely remove this at this point, I think. I'll keep it there for now. But, I should probably check priority switch, and if the attack dice, okay, so, if auto check result, okay, priority switch, yeah. So I obviously want to check result if I'm unopposed, right? If I'm unopposed, then we have an issue. I can probably just check attack for defense roll. If not is offense, so okay, so if we're not offense, then I'm just gonna put it in a separate doc. I mean, this is a bit sloppy, but this is fine. Is offense. If you're not offense and def roll is equals 0, then oh, right. So nothing happens. But then we have to like let the thing know that like, hey, we need to save dice. I think this is when we return -1. So return -1 means save the only dice that's available. Start saving dice. That's gonna be our cue. So in this instance, if result is equal to -1, then if u1 dice dot is empty. Oh, your u2 dice is empty. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna go to the unit, right? And we're gonna go u1. And we're gonna go to unit list. So we're gonna go to game manager dot unit list u1, and we're gonna go to the save dice, and we're going to add we're gonna push the value of the dice. So in the case that's a double fail, right, we return 0, so this won't occur. This only occurs if one thing is valid, right? Yeah. Okay. Jank code. I love my jank code. Jank code, my beloved. Well, that's not gonna do anything now, is it? I yapped a lot. I kind of think lost my breath in yap surge. Always fun though. Oh! Oh no! Oh! Result equals negative. Oh, we didn't pop it. We didn't pop the thing. We didn't pop it. Oh. I know what we can do. We have to pop front. There we go. And then after that, we continue. I don't care anymore. Okay. That was a grave mistake I made. So obviously this still works. Good to know that that still works. And then super evade. Alright. So essentially what happens is I beat every single melee dice. And then 3 damage instances occur. Right? E1 is not supposed to be taking damage. Why are we doing this? Why? Why are we taking damage? We're taking damage by the dice we evaded. What? Wait, that's... What are we doing? Oh, am I did I do something wrong? What? What are we doing here? Okay, so I know this works. Recycle works. My rolls are obviously winning. We are beating this thing in Clash, like single-handedly, like obliteration. And then we're adding things to save dice value. Pretty nice. Good about pretty seconds. And what else do we have? What else do we have? Is offense, attack dice, offense wins. So between -1. Let me print the attack dice. Why are you the attack dice? You lost! You lost the game! Huh? Hello? What are we doing here? What are we doing here, man? So priority switch. D1 roll is less than D2, so false. Attack dice should equal D2 data. What is the priority switch? Please tell me, what is priority switch? How is priority switch true? Wait, I'm stupid. I'm dumb. Wait, hold. Oh, I'm dumb. I know what I did wrong. I know what I did wrong. Wait, if D1, wait, no, D1 result higher is, yeah, no, wait, no. Wait, no, this was supposed to always be less than. Why was this not less than? This. I was thinking roll, right? Less than is correct, because less than means that you lost Clash. 3 is lost Clash. Huh? I'm annoyed. I don't know what I did there. That was not correct at all. Let me try this. Should this break, I would laugh. But this should work. So every time A1 uses Clash, A1 gets hit, right? Bop, 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 bop. What is 7 roll? Oh, that's 5 roll. Super evade. Evade. Okay, and on evades against another thing, you're fine. Let me now try against bash in. So not bash in. It's gonna be against parry. Parry's first dice is a defense dice. So, huh? Wait. Oh, I did. Attack unit is supposed to heal. Attack unit heals. There we go. Attack unit is supposed to heal. That's what I did wrong. So attack unit, okay, so now this should work. So, if they fight each other, and then E1 took some damage, right? E1 is now at really low stagger. And then if A1 tries to attack E1 with an evade, I evade everything, it's perfectly fine. But now, if A1 tries to use a defensive dice, like with parry, I will win and I will heal stagger. That is the rules of Star of the City, and it seems to work fine. So that's awesome. That is pretty awesome. Cool. We finally got things to work. Now, we can now focus on the next part, which is... I still have housekeeping work to do. We're almost at 2 hours, but this is looking good. I fixed a ton of issues with this combat system, so that's good. I mean, we're overall doing a lot of housekeeping work. I think all of the big reforms I was planning to do, we're gonna skip today, and I think I'm just gonna make sure this actually functions. I should make sure that this functions so I can post it on GitHub and like people could like theoretically use it, even though it's the most bare bones thing ever. Like the goal is to say like, hey, I have the skeleton of a system, A very crude skeleton that is biologically a failure and deserves to be Darwin awarded, but a skeleton nonetheless. You know, things happen. But that's okay. We're doing pretty good. I think we're gonna change the music now, actually. We're gonna put on some Monster Hunter chill music. We used this one in the gas stream and it was like really pretty nice. We're gonna put on this. Monster Hunter music is always chill. I need to pay Monster again, damn. I'm gonna get working tomorrow, I think. Okay, so what's our next step? Our next step is... This works. This works well enough. Whew! Finally. Oh wait! Hold on, this can... oh wait, no, this is... Yeah, defense dash counter, right? Okay, no, we're good. Defense dash counter... Recycle. Or just any defensive skill. Defenses and counter skills are gonna get recycled. That's correct. Those dice are recycled. Now, what's our next step? Our next step is... So we create the unit dice. Oh yeah, I need to do a bunch of print statements. In addition to that, I do need to do light management. Light management is going to be important, so action queuing is going to come up next. I think that's going to be pretty much just to the end of the day. What else do I have? So this works. This works pretty well. Yeah, I like everything here. I think everything here is good. Let's go back to console. So console, last time we left off, we added a name tag because we were doing, oh, I didn't make the methods. So I removed the methods because I focused on this. The name tag thing is good, but now we need to do some other thingies, like clash display. We need to display clashes. So let's actually do that now. Function display clash command. And we're gonna get to writing this in a second. So first of all, let's actually talk about what we're gonna do here. So if I open this up and I go scene and this doesn't matter. Oh, this is the one that has all the units. I forgot that this one has 16 units, each with 2 speed dice. No, why does it do this? I forgot that there was 16 units, each with 2 speed dice, meaning 32 speed. Okay, we don't care about that. My goal was like this unit, A1, and then we talk about a skill, right? So if we do execute skill A1 and E1, and I do like knife attack again, because knife attack is always a good reference, right? Unopposed, knife attack. Oh wait, there's a unopposed doesn't work. I think this is what the issue was with the bug, right? This was like the thing with the bug. Is it only like one way? Does it work the other way? It does work the other way. That's annoying. That's annoying. Always test your code, children. People, why? Why did I roll a 4, 2, and a 2? That is so sad. That's like... I guess that's like average-ish. A bit below average. A bit below average. What's your average, like 4? like a 4.34 or something. 4.34 is like you're slightly above average, and that's like 11 damage. I mean, we did. We should have gotten done 24. So we have only 3 less than that. I mean, we're basically rolling like a 3-2-3, which is like slightly below average, which is like acceptable range. Like the fine enough range. Plus 2 stagger weakness slash stagger weakness though. 12 stagger damage. Theoretically, wait. So 6 plus 4 plus 6. That's like 16, and then like the 6 is 22. Yeah. You, as long as you roll very close to max, you can actually insta-stagger with this. Wow, that's like... Hooligan can almost insta-stagger Hooligan unopposed. Or at least like cash money and everything with like neo-max rolling. That's funny. So A1, E1, if I go the other way it works. Why? Let's talk about this. This is another bug we have to fix. Before we can move on. You know... The yapping was like good, but I ran out of like liquids to slurp up, and now I like my voice is like dry and dead, which isn't precisely the most ideal thing that could be happening. But that's okay. I mean, we're allowed to not have a functional mouth. Let's see here. So unopposed, we're both zeros. Oh, it should be less than or equal to. This should work. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna have issues. Okay. Okay. Oh, what? Oh, it skips over those. Okay, interesting. Wait. Did I do something wrong? Why are there 5? Are we recycling? Is the evade recycling off of the evade? Do you have to... Ooh, I might have to clarify that rule. Hold up. So, if I go back to rule set, does it not recycle against another... Let's see. This is important. Oh, it's only recycle against an offensive. My brain hurts. My brain hurts. Okay. So if both dice are defensive, then we skip. But is defensive should only be for if it has block or thing is defensive dice. But is if it's not offensive, wait, offensive, oh no. Is offense also includes counter dice, doesn't it? If the type isn't block or evade. So if it's not offensive, oh. Counter dice are gonna kill me. Are they? Wait, counter dice are offensive. No, you shouldn't be. No, you should be recycling them. Counter dice should be voided immediately. Can recycle. It should be a can recycle. Wait, evades? Oh, Clash Win evades don't recycle. You know what? You know what? No, we can't do that. I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Can recycle. Can store. Attack die. Attack dice? You can store that dice. So defense isn't so if you can store the attack dice, then defense isn't counted as recycled. And here, if both are not offensive dice, then you don't recycle. Wait. Yeah, if they're both not offensive. So if this is like so scuffed. This is like so bad. This is like the worst coding you've ever seen. Don't do this. Never do this. Why am I doing this to myself? They should just... This is terrible. This is terrible. Why am I doing this to myself? This is not the logic I should be writing. This is like the worst code logic ever, but now it should work. So if I do super evade on super evade, so obviously this still works. Wait. What did I do? Why does that not work anymore? What? Huh? What do you mean it stopped working? What did I take a bug down, pass it around, now all the bugs are back. What did I do? What? Okay, no, that wasn't actually... They rolled the exact same, that's what happened here. Wait, what? Okay, I'm not gonna question it. I'm not gonna question it. This works at least, so I'm happy with that, but then why does evade not work? If I super evade, why are we dying? Why are we crying in a corner? Can we... Can they at least do a thing here? I mean, at least they are. Wait. Oh, that's funny. That's kind of funny here, but that's to be expected. Super evade and super evade. I love the It went from into a flow. That's wonderful. That's just wonderful, man. It went from into a flow because it was bored. I'm taking data from the dictionary for that one. Next. See, this is why variants are necessary, because I don't have data scrubbing, data cleansing, data things built in yet. Kind of my fault there, but you know, that's how it is sometimes. Why is that not working now? So against the... Can store attack dice. And the defensive roll is 0. That's a very niche thing. Six times. Makes sense. But defense roll needs to be 0 for us to quick escape. Hello? Oh, wait. We're evading. Wait, I'm dumb. We're evading. We're not even worrying about... Yeah, of course. Of course, of course. You're evading. You're literally evading. You're literally evading, so nothing should be printing. My brain is mangled. What am I doing? What am I doing? My brain is mangling itself over nothing. Over literally nothing. Why would I do this to myself? How could thou do this to thine self? So this works, right? This works about as well as I can make it work with the silliness that I employ every day. I don't like this at all. I don't like it at all, but it's fine. We can work with it. Now I actually have to do a Clash instance. Yeah, so basically 2 rolls, and then I do this. So what I'm gonna do is unopposed. So if it's like 10, and then like unopposed is gonna look like this, right? And then here it's like unopposed. And then if you win, then it will be like this. If you lose, it'll be like this. Right, and I'll probably do it the red, being like, hey, you lost for the attacking one, which is on the left. Reds are kind of weird because, like, these go green both ways. You just can't have like a red. Maybe reds will be unopposed. It's okay, you're unopposed. If it's a tie, then it will be like this. I think that's fine. I don't know if that's the best way to play this game, but like it works. And I'm just gonna chill with it. This is fine. This is approximately what I want to create. So we're gonna go with it. You know, we can play that game. We can do whatever we want. There's no Clash offset, at least. Oh, I'm so glad there's no Clash offset. I would hate myself if I did Clash offsets. I will say, clashing isn't the fundamental part of PLC. I can ignore the mechanic. In Library of Ruina, you cannot ignore the concept of clashing. It is like baked into the gameplay system. Actually, not really. You can avoid it. It's kind of like you have to like think about it because like it's so integral. Planus Rolecall, you only clash because like you kind of need to sometimes. You don't clash because you want to. You clash because you feel like it, and it's just like opportune moment. Let's go with that before I drive myself insane. See our pocket smoker? Like, it's been hard. It's been hard. I mean, to be fair, we spent 3 hours making edit data. We spent 3 hours making the edit data method on day 2, day 3, day something. Day 2, was it? Yeah, day 2. We spent 3 hours making one method. Now I do feel like I kind of have to go fast and like make a lot more stuff because, you know, we're at like the... We're at like the 20, we're at like about the 28 hour mark, and we kind of want like something to show for it, you know, like 25 hour mark is kind of where we're at, and it's like, we spent a lot of time on this. What do we have to show for it? How big is our file, actually? What? That's actually a good question. How big is our game file currently? Not like the input game file, like the actual game file. 4.5 megabytes. Good to know. I don't know how much the scripts are. Actually, how much are the scripts? Let's see. So, okay, so if you look at these, right? These are about 40 bytes. Okay, wait, there's like literally nothing in here. Oh, that's the UID. Oh. These are the two here. It's about 595 bytes between them. Wonderful. 15 kilobytes. Okay. 15 KB code file. And all of these. Got a lot in here. 14 KB. It's going mostly this one, right? 14.6. 14.6. Yeah, of course. As is super excited. How big is functions again? 253 lines. 253 very packed lines. Console though is like huge. Look at the console. Look at how much code I've written. This is insane. Why did I do this to myself? Why do that? That's always a good question. Alright, display flash command! Woo! So we just give 2 rolls and we say, hey, what happened here? Cool. Very simple. Very, very simple. We're just gonna say roll versus roll. Maybe having the name tag. We don't need the name tag, I don't think. We just have the roll versus the roll. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Wait, what am I doing here? So type 1 is a string, roll 1, and then type 2. So it'd be like, here's 1 slash 1. Pretty cool. Okay. Yawning? In this economy? Sure. Maybe I see DMs on the Discord. Let's see. Well, actually, what is the type of a thing that doesn't have a type? Is there an issue? Hold on. Actually, I don't know this. I don't know the answer to this question. I need to answer this question. Execute clash. D1, D2. I think. What's type? Is there a type? Does type matter? What does become the damage type? Oh, it's damage type. Okay, so damage type returns empty. So if it's empty, then we don't care. Do we have a thing for empties? Oh yeah, no, we do. Should we? I think we should. Loop. Where is the print damage type? Type color. If there isn't a color provided, the color should be a default color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Empty color. Let's go. That's cool. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. There does need to be a base color for our dice. And that color is going to be the very sad, big mute gray. That mute gray, I need to have like a color field so I can have like custom colors that I can just like post into things. Back to, where were we at? We were trying to, do clashing, right? Things that I was supposed to do on, yesterday. Yesterday's promise that was broken. How could he? How could he do such a thing? Yeah, I guess, yeah, okay, so, yeah, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do text is equal to this thing. Also, we return 0. I don't think we need to, like, just, okay, yeah, we do actually need to do a thing, so, here we go. So, let's see here. Trying to think. If if T1, T2, actually there's really no errors here, right? I guess I actually do need I'm not gonna actually make this a command. Straight dash is just make it a thing. Doesn't need to return anything in that case. It's not a command. Doesn't need to abide by command laws. So var text is equal to this, and then after each thing, so text is going to plus equals add style for LB plus T1. Nope. String R1 if R1 is greater than or equal to what is greater than 0, else empty plus this. The color is going to be get type color T1 true. And then we're going to do if R1 is higher than R2, then text plus equals and then this is the unopposed thingy. So much code, oh my goodness. I'm not signal that minute, am I dumb? I am. Always. Let's see. It's event bus. It's event bus. After she goes missing, event bus. Dot. Emit signal. Signal is slash console. My OGs are going to be type of D1 data, and then D1 roll, type of, wait, not type of, it's a damage type. Type of is something completely different every turns unit. Damage type of D2 data, and then D2 roll. Very nice. Let's see how that works. Okay, now. Woo! They're all empty. Why is it LB6, LB1? What? Oh, so I have to add the closing bracket of thing, right? Where is it? Clash, split clash. There we go. Why did the color break at all? I think the color broke because I got the markup text. Nope. Oh, so why did E1 lose every single time? That was so sad. And where is my get type color of T1 type? Oh, it's damage type, 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 it's damage type. Get die type, it's get die type, it's get die type. Oh my goodness. That's stupid. Should get so, why did only two dice go through? If they tie, what if they tie? Oh, tie on the post. Oh, right. Okay, so we do need to include this. Okay. It doesn't look too good looking right now. But you can see the vision. What happens with like a super evade? It's a super evade of doom, man. I don't actually really need to like post like what the skills each do, but they kind of happen. So just like evade, and then like unopposed. It's just like, so this is kind of an issue where I'm kind of like showing data that shouldn't be shown. Like if you unclash, if you're unopposed, you shouldn't even be rolling at all. But I'm not gonna worry about that. Like, this is an issue where it's like, the evade dice don't even roll up against anything. They automatically get discarded and saved into the bank. But, long-term issues I'm not worried about. This does actually do a thing. Like, this does do a thing. A thing does happen, which is good. There's something being done, even though it's very poor, it's very, very dysfunctional. Something is, in fact, being done, which is pretty nice. What else can we do here? What else can we fix up? Let's see. So, the system seems to work about as you would expect. Let's do a super evade and super evade. What happens here? Yeah, this is so weird. So E1 is winning the clash, and every time you win a clash against a defense dice, you gain stagger res with your evade. Pretty cool. Does seem to be working. Now let's do something else. No, wait, what happens if I do test skill? If I do test skill, what happens if I do test skill versus knife attack? Do I get... Actually, let's do yikes. Let's do yikes. Can yikes evade long enough to win? Nope. Wait, test skill died? Test skill breaks? Oh, test skill is like just called test skill. That's right. So that's what happens if you have a failed thing. Oh, it broke the evade. Okay, so if we break the evade, let's see if the evade can survive. Oh, evade tie doesn't recycle. Right? Okay, so we did. Okay, so ties don't recycle the dice. We are correct on that. We did make sure that does work. This is good. I want to see this dice win. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, so it beat the first one, and then it tied the second offense dice. The next one was rolling a 1. Everything after rolls so low. Come on. Okay. Let's go gambiting, chat. Let's go. Oh! That was so high. That was so good. It was doing so good until it rolled a 1 and tied away. Yeah, look. Wait. What? What? Oh, it was defense against defense. Yeah. Okay, so defenses against defenses. You don't recycle if you're going to defense dice on a defense dice. Right. I'm dumb. But you can see how the system works, and I actually healed 3 stagger from that. Pretty cool. So that actually works. It looks a bit bad. I'm honestly kind of liking it. I guess it's very, very simple and very, very elegant here. This is a bit more explanatory, but this is very, very neat and sweet. I do like it. It does look a bit weird when you're doing like let's see hooligan parry versus let's do the knife. The knife attack is just so good. It's just such a good test. So tie, and then here. So the issue is also them showing all of this, what the skills do, which I probably shouldn't. If I get, let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of the display skill so it just isn't in the way. It is kind of annoying. Where does this happen? Oh, it's when I do execute skill, right? So when I go to console, and I go to execute skill, where's execute skill at? Execute skill command. If I get rid of both of these displays, let's try that. So now it looks a bit neater, right? Like this is pretty good. Looks pretty neat. Let's bring back the one where we're going up against test skill, right? So let's go up against test skill with yikes. Test skill here. And then you can see, I want to get to one where we win and show the defense, where even when you win against the defense, you don't recycle. It's good for the, for my, what's it called? I'm blanking. My stream, community posts that I make. Always nice to post them. But there you go. That's a good example of how, when you win against another defense dice with another defense dice, it does not recycle. You will not be able to save the dice. I don't think they can save. Yeah, they shouldn't, because you automatically get booted out before the recycle phase. So you won't be able to recycle. You won't be able to save the dice because you didn't recycle it. Bit of a crude system, but it is working pretty well. What else can we test? A1 on E1. Let's do the bash attack. Bash versus parry. So you can see here. Okay, so the attack 1 here did damage. I want to get an instance where the defense dice actually wins and does stagger damage. Let's try and get that to happen. I want to get stagger damage to occur. Because stagger damage is important. Let's do hooligan parry 1. Okay, I think it is a block dice. Tie? Wait. Oh, that's unopposed. Yeah, so unopposed attack, so tie and then unopposed. Okay, there we go. So stagger damage was dealt against A1. I want to get a better one for the screenshot. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. You can see right there how it works. I beat the one attack here, and then I attack again, and very nice and sweet. Pretty cool. That's awesome. Now, one more I want to get. I want to get a couple others. Let's get 2 knife attacks against each other, because knife attack was nice knife attack. It's just 2-3 offense dice. I want to get one where they double tied. Oh my goodness. I want to get one where they both tie, and then they I don't have a reset function. Ooh, that was a double tie again. Look at my RNG go. But now I can actually play the game, right? I can actually play the game, and you can actually see the gameplay. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do hooligan parry 1, and then you'll be able to see something. You'll be able to see. I want to show a clash win, tie, and then so here's a tie, here's a clash win, and here's an unopposed. Very, very nice. Very good stuff. Very good data we're collecting today. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. So this is cool. I can now make, with my JSON files, right? Remember, all of this is encoded with my JSON files. I can make any skill I want. You want to name a skill? I can make it in here. I could make like Zhao's like mass attack, although it won't be a mass attack. I haven't made mass attacks yet, but we're gonna get there eventually. Very nice. I'm not doing attack rate for a while. It's a lot. But the next thing, of course, is going to be status inflictions and reading these tags, like hit and deal extra 2 stagger damage. I have not implemented that yet. We gotta do that soon, so that's going to be pretty fun. But yeah, it's going very, very well. It's going very, very well so far. I'm really enjoying this, and I think we're going to see a lot of cool things come out from this. Okay, so I'm gonna probably go into the 3-hour mark this stream, so we got another 30 minutes to keep on coding. If you wanna keep watching that, 3 more hours of coding, let's go. Well, not 3 hours, 30 more minutes of coding, not 3 hours. We're not going that long. I have life to live. Yeah, so this is good, this is good. I'm enjoying this. So I can actually play the game now, right? The only thing I'm missing, right, is so when I do scene and I do disp speed, I don't actually... I'm changing this. I'm not having 32 enemies in my game. Can we change this? Can we not have 32 enemies in my game? Can we go to game stat and then like delete all of these enemies? There's like 32 there's 16 enemies and each of them has 2 speed dice. I hate this. We shouldn't be doing this, man. We shouldn't be allowing this. So now we're gonna go back in here and then speed dice amount will be set to 1. Only 1 speed dice. I'm not playing that game anymore. So 1 speed dice per unit. I'm not going to high speed dice count yet. Although I could do that, right? I could do that. Now I haven't done turn order yet. But if we go here, we can go scene, disp speed, and now we can say, ooh, E1 goes first. E1 can pick an action. Now I do have to. I don't have the light deduct yet. So I have to go edit unit, E1, attributes / current light, and I'll do -2. We'll be set to 1 eye. So now it's if I now disp speed again, they only have 1 light left, and this is because we're gonna use disp skill, hooligan, knife 1, and then you can see that costs 2. And now I'm attacking, so now I'm going to use rem dice B1 D0. I'm removing that dice, right? So now it is time for rem dice A1 D0. They're going to make an action, and let's say they're going to use yikes. We're going to use disp skill yikes. Oh, skill doesn't exist. Oopsies. Yikes 1, and it's just an evade. And now we're going to say, okay, we're going to use this skill. Doesn't cost light, so now it's going to be disp speed, and then you can see both of them have used their dice, and now it's going to be execute skill, and it's going to be E1 on A1, and it's going to, I mean, this semantics doesn't matter, but I'm just showing the attacker here. This can actually get confusing because it's going to flip the numbers around, but A1 on E1, E1 is technically the attacker here. A1 is the one using hooligan, yikes 1, and then E1 is using hooligan, knife 1. And, oh, the evade! The evade, guys! A1 evaded everything! That's so funny. That's actually so good. I actually like that. That was a great demonstration of evades. Evaded every single attack. That's so good. That's so good. I love that. I love that so much. Evaded every single action. You are so peak, A1. A1 is so peak for that. You are so awesome. Now, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna actually switch A1 and E1, and you'll see that it actually flips. What? What do you mean it evaded again? What do you mean it evaded again? We can't be doing this. We can't be doing this. No. 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 What do you mean? You can't be doing this. This isn't the this is illegal. You cannot be evading 3 times in a row. Are you serious? Are we serious right now? If it evades 4 times in a row, what do I have to say? What do I say if I evade 4 times? Yay! On the yay! Oh my goodness. Okay, so you can see that A1 is pointing into E1, even though my doctrine is usually A1 is on the left and E1 is on the right. You know, that's how I do it in Planus Rolecall. But this is fine, and you can still see the data here, right? Finally, did not win cash. That triple evade victory was something else, though. Imagine that in Exodo play. Even here, with a difference by 1, they actually tried to roll well, but rolled better. It's so good, so good. But yeah, like, you get the point, though. This actually functions. You can actually play. You can play Library of Ruina on the not Nintendo Switch. Not the Nintendo Switch, but you can play Library of Ruina on this. I love it. I do like it. I do like it. Let's see if I do bash in versus the test skill. What? Oh. Bop, 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 bop. 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage. Very, very funny. Oh, you can see blunt weakness here. Wait, the stagger was the same. Oh, because they have -2 to blunt, so it didn't do damage. So now you can see that the minimum threshold thing where it can't go into 0 is in place. The max clamping, very nice. And then unopposed things here. Now this is something called saving dice. We are not going to deal with held dice. Saved dice that you can deploy. We're not dealing with it. It's a lot of issues. It's a lot of problems. It's a lot of pain. So I'm not going to worry about it yet. But it's going to be a week 2, maybe even a week 3 issue. Not for a while. So I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to work on something else. That was awesome though. I hope you enjoyed the little gameplay demo. Actually, let's make it even better by making a spend light command. Let's make a spend light command. So we're going to go here and we're going to make a function. Spend light command. And we're going to spend some light. We're going to spend some light, everybody. Woo! Okay, I'm going insane. So, our args for this are going to be pretty simple. It's just going to be like, let's see. Basically, okay, I don't need a couple of these things. What even is this? Oh, this was the save dice phenomenon, right? How I did my save, yeah. This was from last stream. That was a lot of work. Test skill. I don't even need test skill open. The test skill's like funny just to look at, but like, I don't need this open really. This is empty. I don't need this anymore. This is all save data that I'm gonna need. This is the clash stuff that we worked on today. This is important. This is very important. Keep this. But I don't need it now. I'm gonna reference it later. This was something else that I don't need. This was about the, oh, this was me trying to make an array, function, but we're not going to do that yet. Super evade, this is cool, we can put this here, and then, yeah, okay, so, what's next is spend light, and it's basically just going to be like, okay, I can, like, spend, I can just, light A1, and I can do -2, right? So -2 would be like, hey, you're gonna spend. It's gonna be a damage command, but for light. Actually, yeah, it's just a damage command, but for light. Hold up, this is so smart. It's a damage command, but for light. So that's cool. We can implement that now. Let's implement that. here we go. So basically just damage command, but different, right? So same things here where we have to check if everything's a valid and if it's not a valid and then we have to like throw back, and we just need to check one value here. We don't need to check two. So this is basically kind of the same code that we're going to use. We just have to workshop it a bit. So if arg size is less than 3, right? We have three little args here. And of course there is something to be said about using too much light. You only use the light command when you know the light can be used, is going to be my doctrine. That is the assumption that we're going to make for the spend light command. We're going to make that assumption for the user that is something that's going to happen. And then we're going to get the unit data, and then if it's a valid int, if arg3, the index2 arg is not there, we're going to say, hey, not valid int, and then we're going to light expenditure is just going to be change or diff value is just going to be that. And now we can now spend light, and it's going to be in the same vein as this. So old light is just going to be attributes / current light, and then we're going to just do the same edit thing here. Where data tree, we're going to edit the unit data, and then we're going to change current light to the value of current light minus the diff. Well, actually, I'm going to call this a change light command, right? So I can just do plus diff, and then max light. And whenever actually, scene already does light regen. We're already good on that. I mean, I can actually include it in the change light command. The change light command can actually handle this now. Yeah, cool. And then, oh, I just thought of a better way to make things look on the display. We might do it later. I just thought of something. But we're not going to worry about it now. I'm going to do it for the light command though, just because this is supposed to be a bit more of a neater looking command. So when we do text, instead of doing 2 lines of text, oopsies, we're going to do a thing. So instead of 2 lines of text, we're not going to underline this time. We're just going to say, we're just going to get the name tag. Right, we're going to get the name tag and then say that's our unit. And then we're going to go here. And then we're going to go, and then we're going to just say, what was our light before? Do I want to do like this to this, or do I want to do like the actual dots? I think the dots can be problematic, so if I do ats to at or something, like O's can kind of work, zeros can kind of work. If I can get the filled circle, that might be better. Oh, like, that's actually a hack. Wait, can I do that? Hold on. Let me go to character map. And we just need to find hexagon. There we go, hexagons. So we're now just gonna do the same thing that we do for display speed. Why is this called display? Oh, there's not a refactor command on Godot. That's so sad. Display speed dice. So in console, now we can do something else here. Display speed dice, yeah. So here I do a thing where I show, yeah, this command here. I just repeat the dot for each of the current light up to the max light. So we're gonna go use the same exact thing, but we're gonna do it here for this command. So old light, and then, oh yeah, we need old light, we need max light. And then new light is going to be the new current light value. And then we're going to just do an arrow saying, hey, this is going to be our new value. And then we do the exact same thing, but now it's going to be for the new light. So change that command. Let's see if that works. So I can do light A1 -2, and nothing happened. We good? Oh, I didn't print it. I didn't print the value I made. All that work and it never got printed. Add console, add push console. Text. Print out. Must see what has been created. Okay. Now we go to light A1 -2, and you can see it. I'm also going to use the hexagons everywhere else because they look really good. They look good. Dots are kind of hard to see sometimes. Where is it? Where is display? Speed dice, put speed dice, and then we're gonna use, instead, we're gonna use these hexagons. So here we go. We can now play the game fully. Scene, disp speed, and here, we can now rem dice, and then disp skill, hooligan, knife 1, and then we can now light A1 -2, disp speed. And now we can do rem dice, disp skill, hooligan, yikes 1, and then light E1 -1, disp speed. And then we can now do execute skill, A1 on E1. A1 is the one using hooligan, knife 1, and E1 is using yikes 1. And it's unopposed! The evade did not go through this time. Very, very nice. And then we can do scene. And then, of course, we can then do disp speed. And you'll see that light regen! Very, very cool. So you can now see that the light regen actually works. And there's a lot of data to show tonight. This is very, very good. I really enjoyed this. I hope you did as well, because this is looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good indeed. Very, very nice. Okay, cool. So awesome stuff here. I'm trying to think what else we need to do. So this is good. We can actually play the game fully now. So you can see now, if I go, you can actually see now that E1 just took a ton of damage. And now it's A1's time to go first again. And let's say A1 wants to really win, right? So now A1 is gonna say, ooh, what if I use knife again? You know? So now we're gonna do light A1 -2, spending all that light out, and now that's gonna rem dice there, and then for E1 we're going to say I could use yikes, but I'm kind of scared. We're gonna parry this, so disp skill, we get parry, right? And we say okay, parry should be pretty good. At least I'll deal damage against the pierce skill. Hopefully the block skill can win and deal some stagger damage back. And then we are going to light E1 -1, and then rem dice, and then disp speed, and then you can see that both are ready. Execute skill, A1 on E1. A1 is using knife attack, and the other guy is using the parry. Ooh, they clashed, they tied here. We did some damage back, but ooh, that 3 roller on slash is really staggering. That 7 roll was blunt, unfortunately, which they have a -2 resistance to stagger. So that's not looking too good. And then we do seed, and then we do disp speed. And you can see that E1 now has all the light, and A1 can no longer use knife attack, but A1 still has the ability to choose the skill. Ooh. A1 knows that bash in would be a bad idea. If we do disp skill, bash, it costs 1, and it hits pretty hard, but we know that +2 is not going to really matter too much, because, you know, -2 stagger resistance, even though deals 2 stagger is a thing, but we don't worry about it. And then E1 is almost staggered, but still has a lot of health. A1 and E1 are actually at the same amount of health. That 7 did 9 damage, his +2 health weakness. That was a pretty scary thing right there. Look at this, though. Like, look at that. Like, that's insane damage. Pretty cool stuff. I wish I could see the stagger damage from the block. So, but anyways, we're gonna say disp skill, parry. What actually we've always seen what parry does. So light A1 -1, rem dice, and now for the other guy, it's gonna be light E1 -2, rem dice, and execute skill A1 on E1. A1 is going to use the parry, and E1 is now going to be the one using the knife attack. Oh, tie against the block again, and another win. Oh, a stagger. A1's not taking damage. A1's not taking damage. So we actually can now do a thing called damage unit A1, and we can heal -2 and then -4, and that heals him right back up. You'll see right there, that was a heal back up, because you don't have stagger implemented yet. Now, E1 is staggered. So now if we disp unit E1, E1 is staggered. And if we disp unit A1, A1 is not staggered. A1 gets to go unopposed. So now we do scene and then disp speed. Now, I don't know how light regen works when you're staggered, but E1 can't act, so we can like rem dice and then do disp speed. And then we know that A1 can attack unopposed. So A1 is now going to use bash in, because that's going to do a lot of health damage. So, light A1 -1, and then execute skill is going to be A1 on E1, bash, hooligan, bash, 1, against nothing, and it's unopposed. Look at that. You could even simulate unopposed damage. Very, very cool. Only rolled a 3 though. That was a min roll. That was 1 + 2. Ho ho ho! That's insane. Hooligan E1 still lives with 12 HP. A1 has 26. We now go to the next scene. And who is to say what happens? A1 gets the priority with only one light. But A1 knows the winning strat. Light A1 -1. And that's going to, of course, be the parry attack. E1 is going to say, ha, this is a tough fight. But if we keep knife attacking, we will win. He's at max light anyways, doesn't matter to him. So light, E1 -2. And it's going to be execute speed, A1 on E1. Hooligan, parry 1 versus the knife 1. Oh! The stagger! Oh, I forgot to fix the stagger, but you get a point. You get the point. A1 took a bunch of damage. Technically what should have happened was I should have done, unit. I can't undo anything, so, edit unit. E1. Attributes. Sesh. Current stagger. And then we're gonna set to 20i. Should have been what happened there. But anyways, it should be actually, in fact, 19i. Because 1 stagger damage was dealt. But, oh my goodness, A1. A1 is so close to dying. A1 is at 9 stagger and 22 health. Only lost 4 health. Like, that's 3 in the 2-1 roll. That's so sad. How are we rolling, like, absolute, like 1-3-1. That's, like, awful. Like, what are these win rolls? But anyways, we now go into the next scene. It's now scene 6. Disp speed. Oh, E1 only has 2 light left. When E1 has to pick the action first, E1 could use knife, but A1 might be using yikes. E1 is aware of it. So E1 is going to say, E1 is going to do something very, very scary. E1, light, E1, -1. And they are ready to use parry. And A1 can now see this, and A1 is going to say, I am in fact ready to not lose. Now parry. Oh, you should check something. When a block dice wins, A1 is going to, aka A1 is going to say, I want to survive and win the game. I am also going to use parry. Oh, it's just going to be block on block, so I'm going to say they're going to use bastion. And it's going to be execute, and we're going to rem dice twice. And then we're going to say disp skill, disp speed. And they're both ready. Execute skill, A1 on E1. A1 is ready to use dash. And E1 is ready to use parry. 6 stagger damage! Is it stagger damage by the difference or just like stagger damage? Oh, it is reduced. Okay, so it should be 6 - 4. It should be 2 stagger damage. Okay, I was wrong. Oh, that parry is blunt damage. Wow. We're gonna change that though. Anyways, you get the point. Obviously, it's not automated enough because, you know, there's still a lot of things going on. But, okay, cool. That looks pretty good. Looking very promising there. Alright, so now what we need to do is functions. And we're gonna make a bit of a fix here. Let's make a fix, let's make a fix. When it's blocked, it is actually going to be oh wait, but we have to make sure that the defense dice, it should be clash win against, is it clash win against anything? It is. But it's a minus the opposing dice's power. Doesn't say anything about going against a evade or something, like a block versus block. Does that still do stagger damage? That's interesting. It just says on clash win. So as long as it's like against like another thing. Let me read this. What does this say? Yeah, it says as long as they respond with their own skill. Why is Weishmail blocking the ways? Vaish, why are you doing this? You're awesome. Like, why are you doing this, Weishmail? I would be this to me, Weishmail. Okay. That's pretty good. Yeah. So now, defenses shouldn't be too crazy with the amount of absurd stagger damage they can throw out, dish out, and murder you with. Well, can I make another skill? Can I make another skill real quick? I want to make another skill. I'm kind of curious. I want to make another skill. I'm crazy. Big defense. Let's call it the big defense. I'm just gonna use like block dice. Alright. New skill has been made. So now I can do this skill, big defense. And that is a big defense. So now if we do execute skill versus A1 on E1, and A1 is using big defense, and E1 is using a knife attack. It is unfortunately going to fail. Oh, first one. Oh, they rolled so low that it actually hit A1. But then this one, 13 advantage, 13 stagger damage. What was those crazy? Dude, you have a 1d12 plus 2 and then you roll a 4. Point and laugh, point and laugh. But as you can see, like very little stagger damage was dealt and all of that. You get the point. It works though, it really does work. Now I might make the damage thing a bit like the light thingy, where it's like, it shows the difference but doesn't go like too big and take up 2 lines like this, right? Like the light command is very nice, like it just goes like this. It's very, very cool. It's very, very, very cool. I do like it, I do enjoy it. So that's an option, cause it's just very smooth, it fits into everything, it fits in with everything. It's just very, very chill. Very, very nice. Not very loud like the damage thing is, but like that's okay. We can work on it later. This is good though. This is very, very good. This is very, very good. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it a lot. Yeah. I might do a thing where if the health doesn't change, it doesn't show a health change. Like, maybe. I don't know. Do I need to? Probably not. But this is good. This is really, really good. Any other statements I want to make? I don't know. Like, this is pretty good. Anything else I want to change at the moment? Obviously, we can automate some stuff some more. When you pick a skill to queue up. Obviously, speed dice aren't made. We haven't made save dice. We haven't made save dice yet. If you say save... Wait, save should work, right? I don't have a way to check save dice. We need to make a print save dice command. It should be a thing that exists. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so it actually goes and says, hey, this is what the dice actually rolls. So that you know what the dice rolls. Basically, actually, oh, when you do disp action, and then if you do A1 slash thing, it should automatically show the speed dice that you have. So I can use that routine to check. That's That's a good idea. There's a lot of ways I can play this game out. There's a lot of cool concepts and things I can come up with. I don't know. Brain kind of froze there. What else do we have? You can see some of the poor nesting I have from far away. It's worse than console, actually. I think console has like some more egregious ones. Actually, no, I kind of fixed it. Not too bad. Oh, this one is really bad though. 3, not the worst. What they say, could always be worse. Could always be worse. But we're gonna have to segment this stuff up a lot more in the future. That's just gonna be the nature of things. We have to break up the code way more than we're currently breaking things up because it's a mess. It's a very big slop den of a mess. But that's just kind of how it is, you know? It's kind of how the gameplay works. But we're getting there. I think we're making good progress. So a couple other things I want to get done before the end of this. I don't know. What else do I want to get done? Well, this is gonna be a whole thing. Save dice, yes, save dice. I should just make save dice work now. Does save dice actually work? Like, theoretically speaking, if I have save dice, can I see the save dice? Let's see. Because there's like this whole thing, right? I actually see the whole group. Interesting. So how does it work again? How does save dice work again? If it says save dice, wait, I needed that thing. I got rid of it. Where did I talk about save dice? Ah, I don't know the syntax anymore. It's save dice and then the array, I think. I'm gonna split by save dice and it's the array. So if I do, hold on, execute skill. So if I do execute skill A1 E1, and it's like A1 is gonna use nothing versus my big evade or big defense. And then if I do execute skill A1 on E1, and it's the knife attack again. And then I use save dice 1, 2, 3. It broke, it crashed. No. What do you mean? Expected true, false, or no? Got LB. What? Oh, wait. Oh, it's splitting by the. Right. LB needs to be converted to replacing LB, the thing. So action dot replacing LB with a left bracket and then splitting it. Let's see if that works. Oh, I did it the wrong indexes. Oh, I'm stupid. I forgot indexes starting from 0. Why do I make this mistake? I know how to make code. I theoretically I do at least. How do I keep making this mistake every single time? So execute skill, A1, E1, and then it's now going to be save dice, and then the array 0, 1, 2. Yay! Save dice work! Now, is it going to, like, randomly make, like, extra save dice? Or is it going to, like, not, is it going to, like, hate me? If I do, like, this... Okay. That's a problem! That's a big problem. So if you don't know this, I'm doing middle empty clashes. So this is, I knew this situation would occur, and I needed to make an exception so it doesn't break my game. And we need to fix the bug. So what is happening here? So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 0, these, what? Oh, I didn't clear the. I know what I didn't do. I forgot to clear it. I forgot to clean. I forgot to clean up my data, because my data needs to be... So what happens, right, is when I use a save dice, I replace it with empty. After that, after I'm done with this for loop, I need to run clean save dice for the unit that I'm using this off of. So clean save dice unit. That should fix it to where it doesn't break my game anymore. So now we do execute skill A1 on E1, empty on a big defense, and then if I do execute skill A1, E1, and I do a save dice, and I do the array 0, 1, 2, 3, that should only print 3, and if I do it again, it will only print 3. Very nice. And if I do here, if I do save dice, they are independent, they will not use each other's values. Very, very good. That's gonna go into my post for tonight. Yeah. That works. Other data points I need to really worry about today. I don't know. This is pretty good. Let's change the music up again. I've been listening to like the most of the music for a while. Let's see. Let's enjoy the first couple minutes here. So this works pretty well. Like overall, very, very good. Yeah, I'm very proud of it. So speed dice do work. You can deploy speed dice. Now let's just make it display speed dice command, and then we should be done, and everything will work. Like everything works, except for like the minute details of what the skills do. Like all the skills have to be raw, but they do work. I can now work with the skills. This is awesome. Like genuinely, I haven't like started a project like from scratch since 2024 December. It's been a long time since I really like started an entire project from the ground up, from like a nothing burger to like a something burger. So this is pretty nice. It's been a long time. Like I've mostly just been building old projects and like rehashing old stuff. It's been a long time since I like made something completely new for myself and not like for school. This is good.